The rain-slicked streets of Boston gleamed under the streetlights as I slammed the door of my beat-up Chevy, heart pounding like a war drum. There she was, Anastasia, the mayor's long-lost daughter, huddled in a dingy alley behind a forgotten diner, her eyes wide with the kind of fear that mirrors your own soul's fractures. "Juliet? Is that really you?" she whispered, her voice cracking like thunder, pulling me into a vortex of memories I'd buried deep. It was the fall of 1998, and Boston was alive with the crisp bite of impending winter. I, Juliet Harper, was 22, fresh out of community college with a journalism degree that felt more like a ticket to nowhere than a path to glory. Working as a barista in a cozy cafe on Beacon Hill, I dreamed of uncovering stories that mattered, tales of hidden lives in this sprawling American city where old money clashed with new dreams. Little did I know my biggest story would be one of love, loss, and redemption, starring the enigmatic Anastasia Whitmore. Anastasia was the estranged daughter of Mayor Elias Whitmore, a man whose iron-fisted politics had alienated half the city. Rumors swirled about her disappearance 5 years earlier. Some said she ran from his controlling grasp, others whispered of family scandals buried under layers of privilege. I'd heard the gossip in passing, but it never touched me until that stormy night. I was closing up the cafe when a figure stumbled in, drenched and shivering. Her auburn hair clung to her face like vines on an abandoned trellis, and her green eyes held a storm of their own. "Please," she gasped, "just a coffee. I have no money, but I'll pay you back." Her voice was soft, laced with a southern drawl that didn't quite fit Boston's harsh accents. Maybe a remnant from summers in Georgia with relatives. I poured her a steaming mug, black and strong, and slid it across the counter. "On the house," I said, my own hazel eyes meeting hers. There was something magnetic about her, a quiet intensity that made the room feel smaller. We talked as the rain pounded the windows. She confessed she'd been hitchhiking across states, escaping a life scripted by her father's ambitions. "He wanted me to be the perfect debutante," she said bitterly, "married off to some political ally, but I couldn't pretend anymore." That night sparked something in me, a curiosity that blossomed into connection. We met secretly in parks and hidden corners of the city, sharing stories under the golden hues of falling leaves. Anastasia painted vivid pictures of her childhood in the mayor's mansion, filled with galas and expectations, but void of genuine affection. I shared my own struggles. Growing up in a working-class family in South Boston, fighting for every opportunity, and grappling with my identity in a world that wasn't always kind to women who loved women. Our bond deepened quickly, like roots intertwining in fertile soil. One evening as we walked along the Charles River, the sunset painting the water in oranges and pinks, Anastasia stopped and turned to me. "Juliet, you've given me hope again," she murmured, her hand brushing mine. That touch ignited a spark, our first kiss under the bridge, tentative yet electric, sealing a promise in the fading light. But shadows loomed. Mayor Whitmore's influence cast a long net over Boston. Whispers of private investigators searching for Anastasia reached us. We dreamed of running away together, perhaps to California, where the sun never seemed to set on possibilities. Yet doubt crept in. Anastasia's fear of her father's wrath warred with her desire for freedom. "What if he finds us?" she'd ask in the quiet hours, her head on my shoulder. As winter approached, our love faced its first test. Anastasia received a letter from her mother, pleading for reconciliation. "She's sick, Juliet. I can't abandon her." Torn between loyalty and love, she wavered. I urged her to stay, to build a life with me, but the pull of family was strong. In a heated argument one night in my tiny apartment, words flew like daggers. "You're choosing them over us," I accused, my voice breaking. She left in tears, vanishing into the night. Days turned to weeks without word. I searched frantically, cafes, alleys, even the mayor's office, but she was gone. Heartbroken, I threw myself into work, channeling pain into articles exposing corruption in City Hall. Little did I know this was just the beginning. Years passed. By 2005, I'd climbed the ranks to a reporter at the Boston Globe, my byline synonymous with hard-hitting stories. Anastasia faded to a bittersweet memory, until a tip about the mayor's re-election scandal brought her back. Digging deep, I uncovered documents hinting at hidden funds, and a name. Anastasia Whitmore, listed as a beneficiary. My pulse raced. Was she back? I tracked her to a quiet suburb outside the city, living under an alias as a teacher. Knocking on her door, I braced for rejection. She opened it, older but no less beautiful, her eyes widening in shock. Juliet. We talked for hours. She'd returned for her mother, who passed soon after, but stayed trapped in her father's web, marrying a man she didn't love to maintain appearances. Now divorced, she was free but scarred. I never stopped thinking of you, she confessed, tears streaming. Our reunion was tentative, like mending a fragile vase. We navigated the drama of her family's disapproval, my career demands, and the ghosts of betrayal. Yet love persisted, a quiet force amid the chaos. The rekindled flame between us burned brighter than before, but Boston's undercurrents threatened to extinguish it. Anastasia's father, Mayor Whitmore, now eyeing a Senate run, viewed our relationship as a liability. You can't be seen with her, he snarled at Anastasia during a tense family dinner I wasn't invited to. She relayed his words later, her voice trembling over the phone. He says it'll ruin everything. I refused to hide. We've hidden enough, I told her, pulling her close in my apartment overlooking the harbor. Our evenings were filled with stolen moments, cooking pasta in my cramped kitchen, laughing over old movies, sharing dreams deferred. Anastasia's touch was a balm, her laughter a melody I'd missed for years. But drama lurked in every shadow. One crisp spring morning in 2006, a betrayal shattered our fragile peace. My editor assigned me a story on municipal corruption, and leads pointed straight to the mayor. Digging deeper, I found evidence of embezzlement tied to Anastasia's trust fund. Conflicted, I confronted her. Did you know? I asked, my voice laced with accusation. Her face paled. Juliet, it's not what you think. He forced me to sign papers years ago. But doubt seeded in my heart. Was she complicit? In a moment of fury, I published a preliminary article, anonymizing sources but hinting at family involvement. The fallout was swift. Headlines screamed, the mayor's campaign faltered, and Anastasia was caught in the crossfire. She showed up at my door, eyes red from crying. How could you? You used me for a story. Her words cut deep, echoing my own past accusations. I tried to explain it was justice, not revenge, but she stormed out, vowing never to return. Alone again, I questioned everything. Was love worth the pain? Months dragged on in isolation. I threw myself into work, but success tasted hollow. Anastasia vanished once more. This time to New York, rumors said. I followed leads, my reporter's instinct overriding heartbreak. Finding her in a Brooklyn bookstore stacking shelves, I pleaded for forgiveness. I was wrong. The story wasn't worth losing you. She hesitated, but the pull was undeniable. We rebuilt slowly, brick by emotional brick. Therapy sessions unpacked our traumas, her family's control, my ambition's blind spots. We moved in together, a cozy brownstone in Cambridge, symbolizing new beginnings. Laughter returned, mingled with tears of healing. Yet, conflict resurfaced. Anastasia's brother, a rising politician, discovered us and threatened exposure. Dad's legacy can't be tainted by this, he sneered. Blackmail loomed, forcing us to confront societal prejudices head-on. In a dramatic showdown at a family gathering, Anastasia stood firm. I love her, and that's not changing. The emotional toll was immense. Nights of whispered confessions, where Anastasia admitted her fears of inadequacy, and I shared my insecurities about trust. Our romance deepened through these trials, a testament to resilience. Picnics in Fenway Park, drives along the coast, simple American joys that grounded us. By 2010, we'd forged a life together, but fate tested us again. Anastasia was diagnosed with a rare autoimmune disorder, her health declining rapidly. Hospital visits became routine, her strength waning. Don't leave me, she whispered during a particularly bad night, her hand weak in mine. I became her rock, advocating for treatments, balancing work with care. The drama of illness amplified our bond, stripping away pretenses. Friends rallied, my colleagues, her estranged cousins, forming a network of support. In quiet moments, we'd reminisce about 1998, that fateful rainy night. Recovery was slow, but Anastasia emerged stronger, her spirit unbroken. You've saved me twice now, she said, smiling through pain. Our love, once fragile, now felt unbreakable. woven with threads of forgiveness and growth. As years blended, we advocated for LGBTQ rights, turning personal pain into public good. Speaking at rallies, sharing our story, we inspired others. The mayor, retired and reflective, even reached out tentatively, a hint of reconciliation. But life isn't without twists. In 2015, an old flame from Anastasia's past resurfaced. A woman from her runaway days, claiming unresolved feelings. Jealousy flared, testing our trust. "Is this what you want?" I asked, voice cracking. Her reassurance came swiftly. "You're my forever, Juliet." We navigated the emotional minefield, emerging closer. Our romance a beacon of enduring love. The weight of accumulated years brought new depths to our relationship, but also unforeseen storms. By 2018, 20 years after our first meeting, Anastasia and I had built a sanctuary in a quaint Massachusetts town, away from Boston's bustle. I freelanced as a writer, penning pieces on social justice, while she taught art at a local community center, her illness in remission but a constant reminder of fragility. Drama reared its head when Mayor Whitmore, now elderly and ailing, summoned Anastasia for a final reckoning. "He wants to make amends," she told me, her eyes conflicted. I accompanied her to the opulent family estate, a place steeped in memories of oppression. The mayor, frail in his wheelchair, confessed regrets. "I drove you away because I couldn't accept who you are," he admitted, tears in his eyes. Anastasia's response was measured, laced with years of hurt. "You nearly destroyed me, Dad. But I found happiness despite you." The encounter was cathartic, but it unearthed old wounds. On the drive home, she broke down. "Why now? After all this time?" I held her, our love a shield against the past. Yet, betrayal struck from an unexpected quarter. My longtime friend and colleague Sarah, jealous of my success, leaked a distorted version of our story to a tabloid. Headlines blared. "Reporter's secret affair with mayor's daughter. Scandal revisited." The invasion of privacy was devastating, thrusting us into the public eye. Anastasia retreated, questioning our visibility. "Maybe we should hide again," she whispered. But I refused. "No more hiding. We fight this together." We sued for defamation, turning the tide with community support. The ordeal strengthened us, our emotional bond intensifying through shared adversity. Romance flourished in small acts. Morning coffees on the porch, watching sunrises paint the sky. Anastasia's art captured our journey. Canvases of intertwined figures against American landscapes, symbolizing unity. "You're my muse," she'd say, brushing paint from my cheek. High tension built when Anastasia's health faltered again. A relapse triggering hospital stays. Doctors warned of complications and fear gripped me. "I can't lose you," I confessed, holding her hand through 4 drips. Her smile, weak but genuine, reassured. "We're survivors, Juliet." During recovery, we reflected on our path, the initial spark in 1998, separations, reunions. "It's been a roller coaster," she mused. Our conversations delved into profound territories. Forgiveness, identity, the human capacity for change. We volunteered at LGBTQ youth centers, sharing lessons from our lives, embodying humanism in action. A pivotal moment came during a national pride event in Washington, D.C. We marched hand in hand, banners waving under clear skies. Anastasia proposed on stage, her voice steady amid cheers. "Juliet, through every storm you've been my anchor. Will you marry me?" Tears flowed as I said yes, the crowd erupting. Our wedding, an intimate affair in a Vermont chapel, was a celebration of love's triumph. Vows exchanged under autumn leaves echoed our beginnings. In 1998, I found you, and this time, I refused to let go. Post-marriage bliss was interrupted by external forces. Political shifts in America. Rising conservatism threatened rights we'd fought for. Anastasia's brother, now a congressman, distanced himself, fearing association. "Family first," he claimed, but it felt like abandonment. Emotional turmoil ensued. Anastasia grappled with rejection, while I channeled anger into activism. "We won't let them win," I declared. Together we lobbied, wrote op-eds fostering change. Our story became a symbol, inspiring documentaries and books. Amidst this personal growth shone, Anastasia pursued a master's in social work, empowering others. I published a memoir, Refusing to Let Go, chronicling our saga. Reviews praised its raw emotion, calling it a modern American love story. As 2025 dawned, peace settled. We adopted a rescue dog, hiked national parks, savored life's simplicities. Yet a final conflict loomed. Anastasia's lingering resentment toward her father, who passed quietly. At his funeral, she spoke eulogies laced with truth. He was flawed but human. Closure brought renewal. Our love, tempered by fire, emerged purer. A narrative of resilience, where drama yielded to depth and romance to enduring partnership. In the quiet aftermath of loss and legacy, our lives intertwined more seamlessly, a tapestry of shared experiences against America's evolving backdrop. By early 2026, with the nation buzzing from recent elections, Anastasia and I found solace in our home, a haven of books, art, and memories. At 49 and 50 respectively, we'd weathered storms that would break lesser bonds, emerging with a love profound and unyielding. Drama, ever persistent, manifested in a professional crisis for me. A high-profile investigation into corporate greed implicated a firm tie to Anastasia's family estate. Documents revealed her late father's investments in unethical practices. This could ruin his memory and ours, she worried, pacing our living room. I faced a moral dilemma. Pursue the truth or protect our peace? In a heartfelt discussion by the fireplace, flames dancing like our emotions, I chose integrity. Truth heals even if it hurts, I said. Anastasia nodded, her support unwavering. The article, published amid controversy, sparked reforms, but alienated distant relatives. Betrayal came from within our circle. A mentee I'd guided, ambitious and ruthless, twisted facts for her own gain, claiming credit for my work. The sting was sharp, echoing past wounds. Anastasia consoled me. You've built empires with your words. This is just a bump. We retreated to a cabin in the Adirondacks, seeking respite. Amidst towering pines and serene lakes, our romance reignited in simple ways, hiking trails hand in hand, stargazing under vast skies. Remember 1998? She asked one night, her head on my lap. That alley felt like destiny. Nostalgia-fueled intimacy, not physical but soul-deep. We shared vulnerabilities, my fear of aging alone, her anxiety over health relapses. Together we're invincible, she affirmed. Returning home empowered, we tackled challenges anew. A high point was co-authoring a book on LGBTQ history in America, blending our stories with broader narratives. Launches drew crowds, our chemistry evident. Their love is inspirational, reviewers noted, highlighting the humanistic core. Empathy amid strife. Conflict arose with societal shifts. Anti-LGBTQ legislation in some states prompted us to relocate considerations. Where can we be safe? Anastasia pondered. We chose advocacy over flight, joining coalitions, marching in protests. Emotional highs and lows tested us, but solidarity prevailed. In a dramatic turn, Anastasia received an anonymous letter claiming hidden siblings from her father's affairs. Skeptical, we investigated, uncovering a half-sister in California. Meeting her was tense, a mirror of Anastasia's features, but worlds apart in upbringing. Family isn't just blood, Anastasia reflected, extending olive branches. The encounter humanized our past, fostering forgiveness. We integrated her into our lives, holidays becoming fuller. Romance bloomed in unexpected ways. Double dates, shared vacations, reinforcing our bond's expansiveness. As summer 2026 approached, health scares returned. Anastasia's condition flared, requiring surgery. Pre-op nerves peaked in a hospital waiting room. If anything happens, she began. I silenced her with a kiss. Nothing will. We're not done yet. Post-surgery relief washed over us. Recovery involved tender care. Me reading aloud, her sketching from bed. You've always been my hero, she whispered. Our love, laced with gratitude, deepened. Reflecting on our journey, from that rainy Boston night to now, we marveled at resilience. Highs of passion, lows of betrayal, all sculpted us. In quiet evenings, we'd dance in the kitchen to old jazz, embodying joy. A final twist. My memoir adapted into a film, with us consulting. Premieres brought glamour, but grounded in reality. This is our truth, I said on red carpets, Anastasia by my side. Through it all, our story remained one of unwavering commitment. A lesbian love defying odds, rich in American spirit, freedom, pursuit of happiness, and human connection. As the leaves turned golden once more in the fall of 2026, echoing our origins, Anastasia and I stood at a crossroads of reflection and renewal. Our home filled with artifacts of a life well lived. Framed articles, vibrant paintings, photo albums, served as a testament to endurance. The drama of yesteryears had mellowed into wisdom. Our romance a steady flame rather than a wildfire. One crisp morning over coffee on the porch, Anastasia broached a dream deferred. Let's travel cross-country like we planned in '98. Her eyes sparkled with the same fire I'd fallen for. We packed our SUV, embarking on a journey through America's heartland, Route 66's dusty roads, Grand Canyon's majesty, Pacific's crashing waves. Along the way, emotions surged. In a Nebraska diner, reminiscent of our first meeting, we shared laughs and tears. We've come so far, I said, squeezing her hand. Stops at LGBTQ landmarks, Stonewall, San Francisco's Castro, reaffirmed our place in history. Conflict, subtle now, arose in personal revelations. Anastasia confessed lingering guilt over her father's choices. Did I enable him by staying silent? Therapy on the road via calls unpacked this. My own admissions, regrets over hasty decisions, fostered deeper understanding. A poignant moment in the Rockies. Under starlit skies we renewed vows informally. In 1998 I found you, I recited, and this time forever. Her response, a tender embrace, sealed eternity. Returning home invigorated, we faced a final betrayal's echo. A biographer, researching the mayor, twisted our narrative for sensationalism. We countered with our own documentary, raw and authentic. Truth prevails, Anastasia declared. The film's release sparked dialogues on family, forgiveness, and love spectrum. Awards followed, but fulfillment came from letters. Youth inspired to live authentically. Our humanism shone. Advocating for the marginalized, embodying compassion. Health remained a companion, managed with grace. Anastasia's remission held, our routines adaptive. Every day is a gift, she'd say, her optimism infectious. In quieter times we'd volunteer at shelters, sharing stories. One young woman fleeing intolerance mirrored our past. Guiding her we saw ourselves, hope reborn. As winter neared, peace enveloped us. Evenings by the fire, reading poetry, or walking hand in hand through snow-dusted streets. Our love, once tumultuous, now serene, a profound partnership. The climax of our saga wasn't dramatic, but humanistic. Acceptance of life's imperfections. No fairy tale ending but a real one, two women against odds choosing each other daily. Looking back from that alley in 1998 to now, refusal to let go defined us. Betrayals forged strength, emotions depth, romance enduring beauty. In America's vast tapestry, our thread wove a story of love's triumph, timeless, resilient, profoundly human. And so we continued, hearts intertwined, ready for whatever came next.